Anti-lock braking systems, ABS, make motorcycles dangerous. You should never use your front brake in a turn. Smaller bikes are inherently safer for beginners. If you believe any of these three myths, you are riding with false confidence that could literally kill you. I am breaking down 20 dangerous motorcycle myths that persist in the riding community. Myths that sound logical but ignore basic physics and real-world situations. We are jumping straight into the myths that matter most, the ones that determine whether you walk away from an emergency or become a statistic. Let us start with the myth that kills more riders than almost any other stupid belief out there. Myth number 1. You should never use your front brake in a turn. This is complete garbage, and it is getting people killed. Here is the physics. Your front brake provides 70 to 80% of your stopping power. When you are in a turn and need to scrub speed because you are coming in too hot, gentle front brake application can save your life. The key word is gentle. You are not grabbing a handful of brake like you are trying to rip the lever off. You are progressively applying pressure while maintaining your lean angle. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation teaches this technique because it works. The alternative, trying to stop with just your rear brake, means you are using 20 to 30% of your available stopping power when you need 100%. I have watched riders low side because they believed this myth and grabbed too much rear brake instead of using proper front brake technique. Myth number 2. ABS makes motorcycles dangerous and reduces stopping power. This one makes my blood boil because it's the exact opposite of reality. ABS doesn't reduce stopping power, it maximizes it by preventing wheel lockup. When your wheel locks, you lose all steering control, and your stopping distance increases. Studies from the Insurance Institute show ABS reduces fatal crash rates by 31%. That's not marketing hype. That's actuarial data from people who calculate risk for a living. The riders spreading this myth usually learned to ride before ABS existed and refused to adapt to better technology. Here is what actually happens with ABS. The system prevents wheel lockup better than any human can. You can grab a handful of brake in an emergency, and the bike will stop in the shortest possible distance while maintaining steering control. Myth number 3. Laying down your bike is safer than braking hard. This myth comes from old movies where riders dramatically slide under trucks. In reality, laying down your bike is almost always the worst possible choice in an emergency. When you are upright and braking, you have maximum tire contact with the road and full control over your stopping distance. The moment you lay the bike down, you lose all control and you slide wherever physics decides to take you. Your stopping distance increases, you lose the ability to steer around obstacles, and you are guaranteed to crash instead of maybe avoiding it entirely. The math is simple. Tires have more grip than sliding metal and plastic. Emergency braking techniques can stop you in half the distance of laying the bike down. Myth number 4. Downshifting through every gear when stopping is proper technique. This outdated technique wastes precious time and attention during emergency stops. Modern brakes are designed to handle the full stopping load without engine braking assistance. When you are focused on downshifting through every gear, you are not focused on maximum braking performance and hazard awareness. The proper technique is simple. Clutch in, apply maximum braking, and downshift to first gear when you are almost stopped. This keeps your attention on the road and obstacles instead of on your transmission. Racing instructors abandoned this technique decades ago because it is slower and more dangerous than proper braking. Myth number 5. Target fixation is not a sign of weak willpower. It is human neurology. When you stare at an obstacle, your hands unconsciously steer toward whatever you are looking at. This happens to professional racers, police riders, and military pilots. It is not something you can overcome with positive thinking. The solution is technique, not willpower. You actively look where you want to go, not where you are afraid of going. This redirects your subconscious steering inputs toward your escape path instead of the obstacle. Now let's talk about the gear myths that empty your wallet while making you less safe. Myth number 6. Loud pipes save lives. This is the biggest load of garbage the motorcycle industry ever sold to riders. Loud exhaust does not make you safer. It makes you an inconsiderate neighbor who pisses off everyone within a half-mile radius. Here is the reality. Sound travels behind you, not in front of you. When you are approaching an intersection where someone might pull out, They cannot hear your loud pipes until you are already past them. The Doppler effect means the sound is compressed in front of your bike and expanded behind it. Studies from motorcycle safety organizations show no correlation between exhaust noise and accident reduction. 0. What actually makes you safer is proper lane positioning, defensive riding techniques, and high visibility gear. But those ideas do not sound as cool as loud pipes save lives, so riders keep buying overpriced exhaust systems that do nothing for safety. The worst part is loud pipes create noise ordinances that get riding areas shut down and turn the public against motorcyclists. Myth number 7. More expensive helmets are always safer than budget DOT helmets. Price does not equal protection. A $200 DOT helmet can provide the same crash protection as an $800 premium helmet. The difference is usually comfort features, ventilation, and brand markup, not safety performance. DOT certification requires the same impact protection regardless of price. Snell certification adds higher impact standards, but that does not automatically make expensive helmets safer than cheaper ones that meet the same standards. I have seen riders spend a fortune on premium helmets while riding in t-shirts and sneakers. That expensive helmet will not help when road rash strips the skin off your arms. Myth number 8. Leather is always better protection than textile gear. This myth comes from the racing world where leather dominates, but street riding has different requirements than track riding. Modern textile gear with armor inserts often provides better protection than basic leather jackets without armor. The key factor is not the material, it is the armor inserts and abrasion resistance ratings. A textile jacket with CE-rated armor in the shoulders, elbows, and back provides better impact protection than plain leather. Quality textile gear also offers weather resistance and ventilation that leather cannot match. Leather looks traditional, but protection comes from proper armor placement and abrasion ratings, not just the outer material. Myth number 9. Wearing bright colors makes you feel safer, but it does not make you significantly safer. High visibility gear helps, but it is not a magic safety shield. Bright colors only work when drivers are actually looking. Most motorcycle accidents happen because drivers do not see motorcycles at all. They are looking for objects the size of cars. The real safety factors are lane positioning, following distance, and defensive riding techniques. Bright gear is a small advantage, but riders who think neon yellow makes them invincible take bigger risks because they feel more visible. Visibility gear should supplement good riding technique, not replace it. Myth number 10. Premium fuel makes your bike run better and last longer. Unless your owner's manual specifically requires premium fuel, you are wasting money. Most motorcycles are designed for regular unleaded fuel. Premium fuel has a higher octane rating to prevent knocking in high compression engines, but if your bike does not need it, you are just paying extra for no benefit. The octane rating does not mean premium fuel burns cleaner or provides more power in engines designed for regular fuel. It is not a performance enhancer. It is knock prevention for engines that need it. Check your owner's manual. If it says regular unleaded, that is what your bike needs. Speaking of false security, let us destroy some riding technique myths that create dangerous habits. Myth number 11. You should look down at the road directly in front of your wheel. This is suicide disguised as safety advice. When you stare at the pavement 2 feet in front of your bike, you eliminate your ability to see hazards, plan your path, and react to changing conditions. You are basically riding blind at highway speeds. Proper vision technique means looking 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That is where you will be, not where you are. Your peripheral vision handles the immediate road surface, while your focused vision scans for hazards, traffic patterns, and escape routes. I have seen riders fixated on the white line right in front of them, miss obvious hazards like gravel, oil patches, and merging traffic. They are so focused on the immediate pavement, they cannot see the car about to change lanes into them. Racing schools teach riders to look through corners to the exit point because that is where your bike naturally wants to go. Street riding uses the same principle. Look where you want to be, not where you are. Myth number 12. Keep your arms straight and locked while riding. Locked arms turn every road imperfection into a wrestling match with your handlebars. When your arms are rigid, road shock transfers directly through your shoulders into your spine. You will be exhausted after 50 miles, and you will be fighting the bike instead of riding it. Proper riding position uses slightly bent arms that act as shock absorbers. This lets the bike move underneath you while maintaining control. Your grip should be firm but relaxed, like holding a bird you do not want to escape and do not want to crush. Locked arms also prevent proper counter-steering technique. When your arms are rigid, you cannot make the subtle steering inputs that control motorcycle direction at speed. Myth number 13. Countersteering is an advanced technique only for track riders. Every rider uses countersteering whether they realize it or not. At speeds above 15 miles per hour, it is physically impossible to turn a motorcycle any other way. Riders who claim they do not countersteer are doing it subconsciously. Here is the physics. To turn right, push the right handlebar forward slightly. That creates a momentary left steering input that leans the bike right, and that initiates the right turn. It sounds backwards, but it is how every motorcycle turns at speed. Understanding countersteering consciously makes you a safer rider, because you can make deliberate steering inputs instead of hoping your subconscious gets it right in an emergency. Myth number 14. Upright riding position is not inherently safer than forward lean. Riding position should match your bike's design and your riding conditions. An upright position on a touring bike makes sense for comfort and wind protection. The same position on a sport bike creates handling problems and increases fatigue. Forward lean on sport bikes isn't about looking aggressive, it is about weight distribution and aerodynamics. The bike is designed with specific geometry that assumes the rider's weight will be positioned over the fuel tank, not sitting bolt upright. The safest riding position is the one that gives you maximum control over your specific motorcycle in your current riding conditions. Myth number 15. Lane splitting is always more dangerous than sitting in traffic. Lane splitting legality varies by location, but where it is legal and done properly, it is often safer than sitting stationary in traffic. The biggest danger to motorcyclists in stop-and-go traffic is rear-end collisions caused by inattentive drivers. California studies show lane splitting at reasonable speed differentials reduces rear-end accidents significantly. The key is doing it properly, with a low speed differential, appropriate traffic conditions, and constant hazard awareness. The danger comes from lane splitting at excessive speeds or in inappropriate conditions, not from the technique itself. Then there is the whole mess of bike selection and maintenance myths that cost riders money and create false confidence. Myth number 16. Smaller displacement bikes are inherently safer for beginners. This is dangerous logic that gets new riders killed. A 250 cubic centimeter sport bike with aggressive ergonomics and twitchy handling can be far more dangerous than a well-mannered 650 cubic centimeter standard bike. Engine size does not determine safety. Bike design, power delivery, and rider training do. The problem with small displacement bikes is they teach bad habits. New riders learn to twist the throttle wide open to get any power, which becomes a disaster when they upgrade to larger bikes. They also encourage riders to ride beyond their skill level because the bike feels slow and safe. What actually makes a bike beginner-friendly is predictable power delivery, comfortable ergonomics, and forgiving handling characteristics. Some 650 cubic centimeter bikes are perfect beginner machines, while some 300 cubic centimeter bikes will bite inexperienced riders. The worst part? New riders on underpowered bikes often take bigger risks in traffic because they feel invincible on their supposedly safe small bike. Myth number 17. Higher mileage motorcycles are always less reliable. Mileage means nothing without maintenance history. A well-maintained bike with 50,000 miles can be more reliable than a neglected bike with 5,000 miles. High mileage often indicates the bike was actually ridden regularly, which keeps seals lubricated and prevents the deterioration that comes from sitting unused. The real reliability factors are maintenance records, storage conditions, and how the bike was ridden. A commuter bike with highway miles and regular oil changes is usually a better buy than a garage queen that has been sitting for years with old fuel and dried out seals. I have seen low mileage bikes need thousands in repairs because they sat unused, while high mileage bikes with proper maintenance run perfectly for years. Myth number 18. Cruisers are not automatically more comfortable for long rides. Comfort depends on fit, not style. A cruiser with forward controls and a laid-back position can be torture for riders with back problems or short legs. Meanwhile, a properly fitted touring bike with adjustable ergonomics might be perfect for the same rider. The cruiser riding position also limits blood flow to the legs on long rides and puts stress on the lower back. Many cruiser riders experience numbness and pain that sport touring riders avoid with more neutral ergonomics. Real comfort comes from proper fit, adjustable components, and a riding position that matches your body geometry. Myth number 19. Rain reduces tire traction by exactly 50%. This specific number gets repeated constantly, but it is meaningless without context. Traction loss in rain depends on tire compound, tread pattern, road surface, water depth, and temperature. Modern sport touring tires might lose 20% of their grip, while old, hard tires might lose 60%. The dangerous part of this myth is riders who think they know exactly how much traction they have. They calculate 50% and ride accordingly, not realizing their specific combination of tire, road, and conditions might provide much less grip. The safe approach is progressive testing, gradually increasing lean angles and braking forces while monitoring feedback from the bike. Myth number 20. Years of riding experience do not automatically make you safer. I know riders with decades of experience who still make fundamental mistakes because they never learned proper technique. They confuse familiarity with competence. Real safety improvement comes from deliberate practice, ongoing training, and honest self-assessment. A new rider who takes advanced courses and practices emergency techniques is often safer than a 20-year veteran who thinks experience makes them bulletproof. The most dangerous riders are often the ones with enough experience to feel confident, but not enough training to handle emergencies properly. The real kicker is these myths persist because they sound logical, but they ignore basic physics and crash data. Riders want simple answers to complex safety questions, so they grab onto myths that make them feel smarter, without actually making them safer. Which of these myths have you caught yourself believing? Drop a comment and let me know which one surprised you most. If this opened your eyes to dangerous misconceptions in the riding community, hit subscribe so we can keep building a safer riding community together.